The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Anthony Dorsett, Damontre Moore, and Newy Scruggs.
It is that time of the week. Players Lounge is here in the building with you right here from the SWC Podcast Studio in Frisco, Texas, the world headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. Anthony Dorsett, former NFL players in the house. Got Damontre Moore, former NFL player in the house. I am Newy Scruggs. Barry Church will join us momentarily. He's out filming some content right now for DallasCowboys.com over there on the TV side. But we have some breaking news here in the National Football League, which pertains to the Dallas Cowboys, because twice a year they face the New York Football Giants.
Yes, sir.
The Giants have now, they're finalizing a 5-year contract with John Harbaugh to become their next head coach. 5 years, reported $100 million. I dare say, while Steve Bisciotti was joking at his press conference and somebody said, if he beat the Steelers, how long have you been your head coach? He said another week. I think John Harbaugh is winning right now. $100 million? Sure. Bye, Baltimore.
I'm good.
Here's a question I have for both of you gentlemen. What does John Harbaugh bring you? And I say that in the standpoint of, okay, I look at Bill Parcells. When Bill Parcells came here, Bill Parcells brought a blueprint for Jerry Jones to say, this is what I think we need in football players. This is what I think we need in scouting. And they went down that road. He brought a blueprint, and the Cowboys were a changed organization when he left. And just look at the fact of how many coaches that he had on those staffs. Just, for instance, Sean Payton alone. You know, Tony Sparano was here, ended up winning a division. Todd Haley was here, ended up winning a division with the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they had some good football coaches here. Anthony Lynn became a head coach. Todd Bowles became a head coach. I mean, this is what he did. You know, Todd Bowles has taken the Bucs to the playoffs. So what do you bring? Sean Payton, what has he brought Denver? We saw it. You know, leadership, offense. Sean McVay. Here's a guy that, you know, if you hire Sean McVay, you're going to get offense. When you hired a Mike Shanahan, you knew what you were getting. If you're hiring John Harbaugh, tell me, what does he bring you?
Well, for me, you know, it's kind of strange because, like, out of all those coaches you just named, they had I guess you could say, a particular position that they
skill set.
Yeah, exactly, a skill set. Harbaugh, we know, is a former special teams coach, you know, and so that being said, you know, that being one of the 3 parts of the game, though, especially, and you can't diminish what special teams can actually do for a football team, I'm sorry. But at the same time, like, what do you actually get from a Harbaugh? With that being said, he's not going to be your quarterback whisperer. He's not going to help your DBs. He's not going to be that position coach or that coordinator, so to say. So with him, I think that what you're getting, if I could just go off of, you know, just how I'm feeling about it, like, you're going to get a guy who, basically being a special teams coordinator, special teams coach, deals with everybody on the team. He's going to have a relationship. That guy normally sees offense line, D-line, every position on the team. Now, coming into it structurally, what you hope his organizational skills and his leadership outweighs the simple fact that he's not a coordinator or a position coach at the same time.
Here's what's ironic. What's the last play he lost his job on?
Was it a missed kick?
Special team. What you got, Trey? Talk to me about this. What does John Harbaugh bring?
He brings you a winning pedigree. Like, he's been in the organization. He's won the Super Bowl. Like, he's been there to the highest of highs. And for him, yes, he is a special teams coordinator, but like you said, that special team coordinator deals with everybody on the field, like, except your quarterbacks, which even then you still deal with them when they're placeholding. So you get to know these guys on the different level. These are going to be the guys that you're going to see them before their coordinators even see them. Unless they're just a day one starter, even then you still do that. So to see that competitive factor, you're going to have to know that. You're going to know how to weed that out. And then on top of that, most importantly, he's been around a plethora of Hall of Famers and guys that he have coached to have that pedigree for a organization like the Giants historically have had good guys. They haven't had nobody good like that or that brought that winning pedigree since Tom Coughlin. And with him bringing that from the Ravens organization, yes, sometimes, he did lose on the special team play, but it's just like new faces, new starts, and starting somewhere else. And for an organization that hasn't been doing good right now, it's like, hey, they typically let their coaches do what they need to do. And for him to be that type of guy, I kind of see a Tom Coughlin type of feel.
All right, boom. So now let me push this forward. Some people out there may say, hey, man, it's a retread. How do you feel about John Harbaugh now? Here's his second chance coming with the New York Giants, and the Cowboys got to face him twice a year.
Rephrase that question.
Okay, so this is Harbaugh's second job.
Yes.
Some people will talk about, hey, guys, a retread. Is this what you should be doing? Some people have differences about recycling someone, especially so quickly. That's why I want to get your opinion on this.
It's certain guys that you just can't let go, if that makes sense. Like when you see a guy like a Harbaugh, like a Super Bowl winning coach, when you see a guy like Mike Tomlin that goes out there and he's on the market, it's like you take your swing. And for organizations, especially historically like the Giants, the Mariners kind of, in the past, they typically have been all about organization, building the foundation and trusting their coaches to build their organization. And with Harbaugh, with what he brings, he's a hands-on type of guy. He's like getting all that in. So when you say, hey, is this a recycle? It's like, well, before he was recycled here, where was he at? And what did he do and did he win? And for an organization that hasn't won since, 2013? I think that was last time they won the Super Bowl. So, that brings the relevance, that brings the credibility that's coming in there and the notoriety. And for somebody that, with the Ravens, their organization, they've been pretty structurally sound in these last years. And for an organization like the Giants, they need to get back on track.
Definitely. I mean, you look at it like this. Harbaugh, being the winner that he is, like Trey mentioned, coaching the players that he's coached, and then to look at the league right now, like, I mean, there's always bad coaches that we talk about getting recycled. You rarely see a coach, and granted Harbaugh didn't have the year that he's used to having over these past few years, but you rarely see a guy with that pedigree out on the street. We keep talking about the coaches that once, like, let's use Eberflus for an example. Like, we've talked about him getting coordinator jobs and becoming a head coach and was never really good at anything yet, but he still gets jobs. He still gets recycled. So when you got a guy like Harbaugh, who definitely his pedigree speaks for itself, like Tomlin, you can't let those guys sit on the street. They're proven factors.
Okay. So here's the other thing. And I just throw this out here. Chris Bean, tell me if I'm wrong at all. I don't know if we've seen a guy who's won a championship with one organization, 8 Super Bowl, then go to another one and win it again. So the two guys I think of who won a championship first, then went to another organization, went to a Super Bowl but didn't win it. Bill Parcells went for the Giants, took the Patriots Super Bowl, lost.
Andy Reid.
Mike Hogan. But Andy didn't win with Philly.
But he won.
With but I'm talking about one.
Okay,
like, you won it here. Like, okay, coach wins it for this organization, then his next organization wins it.
Oh,
got you.
So Parcells won with the Giants, went to the Patriots, but lost. Holmgren won with the Packers, then he went to the Super Bowl with Seattle, but didn't win it.
Okay.
I even think about what happened here. They bring in Mike McCarthy. Won it with Green Bay, didn't come close to doing anything here, but it's hard. And that's basically what I'm coming to. It's hard.
Jimmy going to Miami, I mean, he didn't win it in Miami.
But they didn't go to, they didn't make the Super Bowl. Now, we've seen coaches who went from one, who take, for instance, Don Shula, took Baltimore to Super Bowl III, lost, ended up winning it with Miami. So we've seen that before. We saw with Andy Reid, took Philly to the Super Bowl, ended up winning it with Kansas City. So we've seen that, but just you winning in one spot, next spot, we go win again, we yet to see it. It's hard. And that's just basically what I'm trying to point. This is hard to win.
It's hard to get there, period.
It's hard to get there.
Yeah.
But
period.
I know some guys that work in the Ravens organization, and I've been a journeyman there. There's a couple times I went on interviews there and talking to their player development people that were the former ones and the ones that are there now. And the way that the Ravens talk about their organization and they run it structurally, it's kind of military operated. Like, they put so many things in place for you to have success, to optimize your success on the field. And so when I think of this, I think about Tom Coughlin. He had success in the Jaguars, and then the success he had led him to the job that he took with the Giants, taking them there, winning the Super Bowl. Now, granted, he had to learn some things and fix some stuff on the curve on the way in, but he was so structurally sound and winning and having that pedigree. They said, hey, we're bringing you here to bring that form. And so when they hired John Harbaugh, I think of them saying, hey, we want everything that y'all are doing over there at the Ravens, how y'all take care of players and develop them.
And that's a good point. So that started with Ozzie Newsome and passed down to the current GM, Eric DeCosta.
Yes,
so when you talk about that structural organization, then going back to the Giants with Tom Coughlin, so here's Ernie Accorsi, who was the general manager, passed it to Jerry Reese, and then Tom got in there. Tom also with that experience, having been with the Giants under Bill Parcells. So that was where that all helped. Yeah. Joe Shane, Giants GM. If I'm John Harbaugh, that's the one dude I had, man. We probably need to make a move right there. The guy who said we don't need Saquon Barkley because we got Daniel Jones.
And that was one of the things that they were saying about Harbaugh, was that he wanted to have his own GM when he went into whatever the coaching situation was. So I mean, and
it could happen.
Oh yeah, we already.
It should happen. It should happen.
It's a year. It's a year-by-year league. It's proven here. You had. It's 1 year in, 1 year out.
Right.
And so for somebody that is coming in and you say you're recommended, it's like, I was a part of that organization. That organization let their head coach do what he needs to do. So, yes, even though he's recommended, if they don't blend or mesh well or they don't have the success, well, guess what? We changed this. There's only one thing else to change. So
I expect Joe Shane to be on. All right, our next segment here, speaking of 1 year, year-to-year business, Matt Eberflus is gone as defensive coordinator. A couple names floating out there. One name that floated out there that I kind of pushed back on, just to, push back on, and I know I made some Cowboy fans and media a little bit upset. We'll dive into that next right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together. And we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Returning for the 2025 NFL season, Boss reunites with the Dallas Cowboys to drop the next chapter of their iconic collaboration. The Boss Cowboys collection fuses fashion and football once again, capturing the fearless spirit of what it means to be your own boss. Just in time for kickoff, gear up in standout styles that show your team pride with a bold edge. Available now at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys Nation, Dallas Cowboys United presented by Globe Life is exclusively in the Dallas Cowboys app. Join the official fan club today to receive access to Cowboys Drops, where you can win game tickets, autograph items, exclusive experiences, and more. Download the app right now to join.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, starting to near you up. Strong. Strong. Get your boy. That boy can read.
Yeah,
that boy good.
Mama taught me.
That boy good.
Mama taught me.
Go A&M excellence in the house.
I appreciate that, brother.
That's Damontre Moore, former NFL player. Anthony Dorsett, former NFL player. I'm Newy Scruggs. Ain't playing league. Barry Church is supposed to join us, so he's doing some stuff right now. So we'll get to him when we can.
Excuse me, Mr. Emmy Award winner. Can I ask you why you have this TCU merch on? You all purple and down. You know, I know you're a Q dog, well, but I was like,
I'm an alum.
You are.
Okay.
Is there any other news?
You know, I was in California.
Okay.
Recently, so I went to the Lids shop.
Nice.
Met a new friend who got a little discount. So you know, when you get that large discount, you go ahead and you get a few of them. So love the LA. Miss going to Dodger games, but you know the purple worked here. So, but last night, my man Gary Patterson got into the College Football Hall of Fame. So he had a
round of applause.
Yeah. So he had had a little dinner out there. He and his wife Kelsey, and so met up with some former players. He brought the local players in town and he wanted to say thank you to them.
Nice.
And it was pretty cool. So he was there when they were in the WAC, to Conference USA, to the Mountain West, to the Big East for 6 weeks, and then the Big 12.
Big East for 6
weeks. Was my boy Corey Coleman there?
He was not.
He wasn't.
No, he was not. He was over there at. He was Baylor.
No, I know he was at Baylor, but I know he coached, so I didn't know.
He's with Sonny Dykes, so he wasn't with Gary. But so anyway, it was one of those fun things for me as a media person. I knew Gary was the defensive coordinator before he became the head coach, so I saw the whole evolution of it. But you know, I'll always remember being there at that Rose Bowl. The day they won it, and I always tell people if you're not playing the national championship game, the Rose Bowl is the ultimate bowl to go to, because you go there and it's 100,000 people, and you're just driving through a neighborhood,
right? Yeah.
And next thing you know, you go down the hill, you look, it's a stadium, and you're like, this thing's huge. You never when you go to the Rose Bowl, it's like, okay,
never got to experience it.
Yeah, man, it's something to go to, and so the game, you know, it's during the day. But it ends, and then you just see how the sun sets with the San Gabriel Mountains in the background. Then it turns to dark, and it's
beautiful.
It's an ultimate atmosphere. It's an ultimate atmosphere there.
Granddaddy of them all.
It is the granddaddy of them all. So to be there when they faced Wisconsin, who had J.J. Watt, they had J.J. Watt, they had stacked team. And win that game was pretty cool. So I was very happy that he got in the College Football Hall of Fame. December 8th in Las Vegas. So I'm going to try and get out there for the ceremony. Then talk to my guy, Dennis Thurman, former Cowboy.
Okay.
He got in the College Football Hall of Fame last year. Was a great All-American player, USC, before he came to the Cowboys, the Thurman's Thieves. And he had this freshman at USC was following him around and just did what he did, named Ronnie Lott. I think he turned out all right.
Yeah.
Leader of men.
Yes, Dennis Thurman, former NFL coordinator, a guy that I asked Shoddy about, and they said, he can teach, but you know, for everything they talked about, Dennis Thurman's done it. You know, had Troy Polamalu at USC, Coach Darrelle Revis with the Jets, Coach Ed Reed, Coach Deion's later years, because you know, in Deion's later years, if Deion was going to respect you, I mean, you guys know how that is. Right. When a Hall of Fame vet come, they may not always want to do it your way, but he respected DT's teaching and what he did. So anyway, unparalleled resume.
High praise.
But he apparently is not on the list.
Right.
But Jim Leonard's on the list. You know who coached Jim Leonard with the Jets?
Who?
Dennis Thurman. So a lot of fans and media are like, oh, there's the golden one right there. It's Jim Leonard, who is the assistant head coach with the Denver Broncos. But he's not the defensive coordinator. He's not the play caller. That would be Vance Joseph, who's gotten a couple of interviews. So Jim Leonard was a defensive coordinator at Wisconsin. Good teams.
It ain't the NFL. Let's just keep it 100.
So thank you. As I push back, I'm just like, what makes Jim Leonard this guy? Like Nick Harris, love Nick Harris. Nick Harris is, this is the guy. My boy John Owning, like this is the guy. Brad Sham was like, yes, I'm good with. What has he done that tells you? And then somebody brought up, well, look at the defenses the last 2 years, and they brought up the defensive backs. I'm like, I'm sorry. Patrick Surtain was a really good football player before Jim Leonard got to the Broncos.
Yeah, Pat's daddy. Okay.
You know, I mean, Pat been coached up, Dad, Saban. By the time, Jim Leonard, ain't nothing you can do. What he goes, hey man, set your feet.
Right.
What do you do? What do you do? I mean, Patrick Surtain is that guy. He's that guy. So I just push back to ask because too many times we've anointed people or thought this was the guy around here with the Cowboys, and you're like, oh my goodness. Jason Garrett was that guy. Okay? Oh, we're going to get Jason Garrett in here. Okay, I asked the question. What's he done?
I don't know if it's just a building thing. It seems like it's a league thing sometimes. And it seems like more so than anybody who perpetuates it is the media. Like, it's like the media gets a hold of, like, their new darling that's going to be that year or whoever it might be, and they start pushing that narrative. They just keep pushing the narrative. Jim Leonard, like you said, D coordinator at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is not the NFL, okay? But at the same time, he had a chance to be a coordinator. What he hasn't done in the league is he hasn't been a coordinator and he hasn't called the defense yet. So to be a DB coach or to be a position coach is one thing, but to be the coordinator and have to put everything together and make those calls during the game, it's a lot more that goes into it. So structurally, if I'm the Cowboys, and I think I said it last week, if I'm looking to go out here and hire a DC, I want somebody who's going to have, a great reputation and has done a lot of different things. But at the same time, I want somebody who's actually done everything that I need to have done. I don't want to be in a place where the Cowboys have been on defense and trying to figure things out. I'd rather have a proven commodity, somebody that I see can go out there, put the whole defense together and make these calls, and let's go from there. Let's not. And I'm not trying to take anything away from any young coaches because we all got to climb the ranks at some point in time.
Right.
But in this position that the Cowboys are in right now, they need a proven commodity to come in here on this defense and turn things around fast.
I mean, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. They've been bringing in proven commodity. Eberflus was a proven commodity before he came.
Oh, stop it.
Like, just because you went on your tangent, I let you talk. Like I said, Eberflus has had multiple top 10 finishers or right there around there. He was a proven commodity before he was here. It was the reason why that he went from D.C. and excelled in the rankings the way that he did. But to sit here and have a knock on a young quarterback, I can't say that. A guy that you just spoke so highly about, Dion, he's learned around all these greats and did all this thing. Leonard is coming from under that tree. He's at Wisconsin right there. On top of that, he's up under Vance Joseph right now. When you say what did he do at Denver, Patrick Surtain was hurt when he played us, right? When he wasn't playing, the best defensive player they had, and they secondary was still looking like no-fly zone, that old Denver Broncos defense. It's like, that's that young guy. So it's like, give you some fresh blood. And for him to have the pedigree that he had and to have the secondary that you have had here, I would like to bring him in. You think about the guy that just left here. I'm sorry, what is his name? He's at
Eberflus.
No,
just said his name.
I'm not talking about him. Anyway, you in your feelings.
I'm
talking
not.
Facts, not fishing.
I'm not.
But the guy that's over there is Chicago right now. He left here and he was a player. Al Harris. He was a player's coach and he was young and he galvanized those troops. And look at what he did when he left with Chicago.
And
I think about
Harris was a different type of football player.
Al's not on their list.
But I know he's not on the list, but I'm saying to have that connection with them, this guy has that type of connection with those guys over there in Denver.
Al Harris was a different type of player as well. Not taking nothing away from Jim Leonard. Jim played the position, but Al played the position totally different.
I mean, he played the position, but we're talking about coaching.
Yeah, we are talking about
coaching. We're talking about coaching and the fact that he comes from such a great tree and lineage. Like the guy that you said was the best guy, it's the next best thing. Learned up under him. And then on top of that, is Vance Joseph not a good defensive coordinator?
Vance Joseph, it clearly is getting head coaching opportunity right now, talking to him. But I'm coming back into the same thing I said. Okay, you're talking about Jim Leonard's off the tree. You go get the guy who's already coached alongside Schottenheimer, USC, and with the Jets, who knows and is a proven guy in the league, a former Cowboy. So I brought up this, and they want to say, well, give me that. And I'm like, here's a dude with all the skins in the world, with Hall of Famers who will all say yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So once again, my thing, I always wonder, why do we sit around here and choose to build up some people and other people who got straight up resume like, For instance, the head coach of Chicago never got a job interview here. Anybody want to tell me why? You didn't even talk to him? He was with Detroit. You saw this guy play against you and put up numbers, and you didn't even talk to him. That's my thing. Mm-hmm. I asked Jerry Jones, and this is nothing against Shoddy, but it was just a legitimate question when he hired him. Jerry, what do you know that nobody else in this league does? Because for 3 years, you're the only person in the league who interviewed Brian Schottenheimer as a head coach. So Jim Leonhard, how many other job interviews has he gotten right now? Where people are trying to say, this is the guy. I'm pushing back because for 30 years, we haven't seen any winning that matters at a significant level. And so, but I have seen the hype train for a whole lot of people, man. Oh, Jason Garrett. Okay, you got Jason Garrett. But think about this now. People forget. Jerry hired Jason Garrett to be his offensive coordinator, and he didn't have a head coach. And Jason called exactly 0 plays in the National Football League. Okay? Got there. Parcells left a great team. They ended up being a number 1 seed under Wade Phillips. Blew that. Baltimore offered him the head coaching job after 1 year. Atlanta offered him the job. He didn't take it. He stayed here. Jerry gave him a whole bunch of money. He was waiting around. People were basically waiting on Wade Phillips to die or get fired. And so finally he takes over. Oh, we got Jason Garrett now. We're good. 8-8. Second year, 8-8. Third year, 8-8.
But he had never called any plays, right?
Never called any play. And I'm just
and he was supposed to be the next dude. Everybody was talking about him, right?
Everybody said Eberflus coming back was good. Oh, he knows what to do. He's really good. He's done this in the league. What did we see?
Hey,
so I'm not beating you up here.
That's not my guy.
I'm just merely saying I have watched in 27 years of Cowboy football of a whole lot of hype trains come around here. I'm now very wary of hype trains. And I'm seeing a Jim Leonhard hype train. I'm like, whoa, como sabi? Slow down.
And my thing is, one, let's get this straight. I believe in everything I say because I see y'all in these comments. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I'm just saying that it's not so asinine when you think about it and you say, hey, and we also have to think about who are the Cowboys or who have they hired structurally around the organization? Have it been the guys that have been boisterous and loud coaches and stuff like that, or has it been the guys that are kind of, hey, we're the silent assassins, you can kind of tell us things, and whatever you want to call it. Like, I like Zach Orr. If we're being completely honest, I think Zach Orr is my pick. It's just that, will he be able to coach the way that he needs to coach? And a lot of those things come into play when you have guys like this. And so maybe Leonhard is one of those guys.
Okay, great.
That's it.
Tell me what you like about Zach Orr, Ravens' defensive coordinator. Now, I mean, clearly he may not be their defensive coordinator because they fired the head coach, John Harbaugh. Maybe Harbaugh takes him to the Giants. We don't know yet. But what do you like about Zach?
So what I like about Zach more, most importantly, is what you always harp on and we talk about. You're a former player. That guy was at the peak of his career. For Ray Lewis to hand you the keys to the throne and say, you take the ship, that as a player is great and phenomenal. Then on top of that, we talk about John Harbaugh and his coaching ability and having that tree and having that success. You've gotten to learn from guys under him. You've gotten to learn to where now, not only did you play in that organization, they held you in such high regards. And we're talking about an organization that has a plethora of Hall of Famers. They said, we got to keep you here somehow. We kept you on staff. You went to linebacker coach to defensive coordinator, and you're still young enough. You're going to relate to these players. You have to win over the locker room. That's a lot of the things that we seen that was going on with Eberflus last year and talking to the media. The locker room felt like it wasn't won. And so for you to be behind your players and for him to be, he's young enough but has the mental maturity and have the respect from all these guys, I think that's the fresh blood. If you're going to give somebody a shot like that, give him a shot coming off of that.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to get Dorsett's thought about some of the defensive coordinating. Do you have a name that you like? We'll go over some of the names, but do you have one? Let's dive into that. Our final segment of the Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com. We're brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Go.
Cowboys Nation, listen to me clearly. Tom Gibson has been named your 2025 Dallas Cowboy Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan for his dedication to the team and spicing up the game. Vote for Tom to be named the ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year. Tom Gibson, appreciate your support. Go vote for him.
All right, thank you. That's Damontre Moore, former NFL player. Anthony Dorsett, former Cowboys legend, son, Tony Dorsett. I always got to make sure I mention Tony Dorsett here, even though we got in the background we've got TD.
They switched it up today.
Chris James is there, but
hey, I'm gonna call you the bad news reporter. Why'd you have to do that, man? He didn't even notice.
Because I'm so used to
you're right.
On my shoulder.
But see, now look at what we've done.
Wow.
There we go. There we go.
You could have did that at the beginning of the show.
I mean,
appreciate you, CB.
Think about it, man. How many people get to do a podcast with their dad? Right?
Man,
that's what I'm saying.
That's special right there, man.
That's dope.
Roger Staubach hand the ball off to you. I want, that's an image I want to keep protecting. Yeah, so anyway, Chris got you. So Anthony Dorsett joined us here. Anthony played in the league for the Titans and the Raiders. I'm Newy Scruggs. I did none of those things. So they're trying to find a defensive coordinator here. And we spoke about Jim Leonard, Zach Orr, a couple of names that have been mentioned here. You've got current Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton interviewed for the job. Got Cleveland Browns safety coach Ephraim Banda. He was interviewed for the job. Durante Jones, who's the Vikings pass game coordinator, interviewed for the job. We've also got Charlie Bullen, who was the interim guy with the Giants on defense, and you had Christian Parker, who was working with the Eagles here, secondary coach with the Eagles. So we've got several names out here. Do you have a name in your mind?
So
Anthony Dorsett.
I think about DCs I had, or guys that I played with, or guys who was on the coaching staff, and several of those names have come up.
Jim Leonard as well.
All right, Jim Schwartz was one of the guys. Everybody was talking about Schwartz for a while. Me personally, it's a name that I haven't heard, and I don't know if I could say it, but it's a dude that I played for, former UT DB, it's coach DBs all over the league, Jerry Gray.
Jerry Gray, good. By the way, Jim Schwartz is a Super Bowl winning coordinator.
Yes.
Super Bowl winning coordinator.
All right. Now, JG, when he comes into talking about teaching defense and teaching, actually teaching, all right, at the same time, and being able to work with the secondary, being an all-pro at corner and safety in the league, very few people have done that, first of all.
Correct.
All right? So to be able to have somebody, one man, to be able to come in, put the defense in, of course, and be able to work with the entire secondary unit is a lot in itself. But, of course, like the popular names that are out there, too, as well. the guys like Flores, who of course is going to be more so for a head coaching job than a coordinator.
Yeah, Brian Flores is not a guy that they've asked to talk to.
Right, and so and it goes back to
why.
It goes back to something you said earlier, something that he hit on. You know what I'm saying? It's like this right here, like shoddy being shoddy. Can't bring in a name or a person with a bigger aura than your coach or same size as your coach or something like that. So as you structurally go out here and you look at guys like Dennis Thurman, old school football player, tell you like it is, tell you how it is and how it's going to be. You know, you don't see that. I personally don't see that as Shoddy's get down more so than anything. Shoddy seems like he's more of a laid back type of dude, likes to galvanize the guys, as you say, and everything else like that. But it seems like to me, when I look at DT and I look at some of those guys that you talk about that he's coached to as well, those type of personalities, you got some strong characters in that group. And I'm sure DT is that strong character individual too as well. So when you look at it, and how you mentioned earlier, like a Jim Leonard is more of that guy who's not that boisterous and everything else like that kind of fits the mold of what has been through here. I mean, that's why we're hearing those types of names. But when we talk about it, yeah, I'm thinking about guys like, like Schwartz. Of course, he's a hard-nosed dude too as well. Pittsburgh area also, so I'm looking at guys that could come in here and make an impact immediately. Because it's something that needs to be done. You got you got one of the top offenses in the league. Yeah. You can't keep playing around with the defense hoping that the offense stays up here till you get it right. This thing got to come, and it got to come up quick on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm gonna push back on it just a little bit. And we don't know who it is. We don't know if it's Shoddy. We don't know if it's the GM, the owner, or any of the people or the powers that be. There's 3 different phases when it comes to there. The only thing that I'm saying—
3 different phases of what?
When you're talking about hiring and who's going to be bringing in
here?
certain people and certain things.
In this building, with 3 different phases?
With certain organizations, it's not always the head coach get their guy to bring in. Right. It's not always the GM. The GM might say, hey, this is the guy that we favor. Like, we're going to hire you, but coming in, we want you— this is somebody we really like. So what I'm going one though is—
GM here don't matter. Because he
is the owner. So technically it's only 2 phases then.
It's one.
Well, you got him
here.
But you mentioned Shoddy, and you said Shoddy maybe not being able to handle having a big name or a big aura around him. Shoddy is one of those guys that he thrives off of having the energetic coaches, the guys that have their personality that can win the rooms over. He comes from the Pete Carroll tree where he learned from guys doing those things. So I don't think he would have a problem with Dennis or a former player being that guy coming in. I think, honestly, he would welcome it with open arms. Me personally, in my opinion, of knowing Shoddy, playing up under him, and then sitting there knowing the players that I've reached out to talking about him before he actually got hired. And seeing what he's done this year, too. He hasn't been quiet. Like, everybody, when we go get breakfast and lunch, like, all those guys are a lot of the guys that I play for with in Seattle, and all those guys have their own personality to where they show it off, and like he lets them do them, if that makes sense. And so I don't think when you talk about former players and stuff like that, I think that's going to be something that's really high up on his list.
By the way, let me just—
But it ain't though right now.
Let me just throw this out here from Todd Archer. It says the Cowboys are scheduled to talk with Eagles pass game coordinator Christian Parker and Giants interim DC Charlie Bullen today, and the Packers run game coordinator defensive line coach DeMarcus Covington on Friday. So just more kind of just what else is coming.
A lot of young guys on that list.
Here.
So, but like what you just said all that to say exactly what we was talking about. Like, he ain't bringing those type of dudes in. He ain't bringing. It's not the proven guys. It's more so like the opportunity guys.
And maybe, like I said, he's an opportunity guy. He's somebody that they gave a shot to. But I'm speaking for this organization and knowing them, how they operate. Like, the one thing that's been consistent, it ain't always just, hey, I bring in my guys, I bring in my staff. Like, the ownership has some say into it.
They got all the say in it. They got all
maybe they do.
They got all the say in it. What do you mean maybe they do?
So that's what I'm saying. You can't then we need to stop saying, hey, is this guy going to match well with Shoddy, and say, hey, is this guy going to match well with the ownership? Like, can you coach over here? And everybody can't. Somebody is a good coach over here because maybe they let them do the full range. Somebody's a better coach over here with having somebody over them. Who knows? Like, it's different strokes for different folks.
All right, so you went with Zach Orr as your favorite defensive coordinator pick right now. What about you, AD? Hearing the names and what you've heard so far.
Those names are out of those names that you just listed to me.
Yeah,
I don't have a favorite out of any of those guys.
Gotcha. I would say, looking at this list here, not knowing a lot about some of these other guys. Okay,
that's part of it too. As well.
I don't know what band. I don't know about Bands and Bullen and Jones. I don't know enough. But just judging by what they've done in the past, it seems to me that Jonathan Gannon would be the favorite of who they would pick. Former defensive coordinator who's been to a Super Bowl, was with the Philadelphia Eagles, was out in Arizona. Things didn't go well there. We can definitely look at the quarterback situation in Arizona as one reason why things didn't go well there. But we know this: whenever he had to face these Cowboys, he gave them that work with good quarterback, bad quarterback, backups all day long. So I would not be put like this. I wouldn't be surprised if next week we're talking about Jonathan Gannon being the Cowboys defensive coordinator.
Don't they like to hire former head coaches anyway in
Correct.
coordinator positions
like
too?
four of the 9 guys have been former head coaches. So
I didn't know that fact.
Yeah, man, that's what they've done. I mean, you look at Eberflus, Mike Zimmer. You have Mike Nolan in here. You had DQ. So they've kind of gone that route before here. Rod Marinelli. Mm-hmm. So that's been a lot of what they've done here. We got games this weekend. Chris Bean.
Hey, yeah, Chris, where them standings at, baby? Come on. What's up with them standings, Chris Bean?
Boy, you know what the standings are.
Let's talk
Anthony
about
Dorsett.
Let's talk about it.
83 and 61.
What's that?
Show pony.
Who that? What you call it?
Newy's in second, 79 and 65.
Newy. Churston went to third.
Church is in third, 78. Church had a 3-5 week. He's had some bad 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My last one is Damontre. Now, Damontre, you've made a hell of a comeback, bro. 75 and 69. Okay. Positive. You're only 3 games back from third place.
You 3 games from Church.
And he's 4 games back from Newy.
Let me have a good week.
If you do the calculations, and I'm gonna add the national championship in here too.
Mm-hmm.
You got about 8 games left.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pick up a couple games here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You heard that, right?
All right. In saying that, Anthony, you're going first. You are in the lead on every one of these picks.
Big dog.
All right.
Big dog.
First pick, I got Buffalo at Denver.
Oh man, Buffalo.
Since we're stretched on time, just give me the winner. Mm-hmm. You don't have to give me the score.
Okay, Buffalo at Denver. Give me Denver at home.
They said no score. No score.
Yeah.
I got Denver. I got it mile high. Cinderella.
I don't trust Bo Nix, man. I just don't do it. I just think that Josh Allen's going to win, but I'm just going to say Denver.
I don't trust Josh Allen, man. Somebody.
What you got? What's next, Chris?
My next game is San Francisco at Seattle.
Ooh.
Anthony, you're up first.
So it's Denver, San Francisco at Seattle.
Yep, this is the rubber match. They split during the season.
San Francisco.
What was the scores in those games?
Seattle got to win 1 game. 2 games to get there. Give me Seattle at home.
All right, he's taking Seattle. All right, what you got, Trey?
No, you're up next.
I got Seattle.
You gonna go against your boys?
Man, I played for both of them. I went to the Super
I know,
Bowl. I went to the Super Bowl. I went to
like
the
I
Super
said,
Bowl.
the guy played
with
for a lot
San
of
Fran.
teams.
Hey, watch out! Don't do that, CB. Stop sniping from back there. No, we lost. We lost to KC, but played twice with Seattle. That defense in Seattle is nice, man. But Kyle and Robert Saleh have just been finding a way to win. But George Kittle is out. I'm gonna go. It's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna go. Hey, what they say? Caw, Seattle. Go ahead for the win. That was a tough one. I forgot about George being out. They got some injury.
All right, next game we got Houston at New England. Anthony, you're up.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm riding with Houston, cuz.
New England.
Wait. Houston at New England?
Yes.
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 Don't say yes like that.
Yeah, tell him, CB, I'm tired of it.
Use your microphone. Use your microphone.
Use your microphone. Talk over there to the mic. Come
on, Trace.
Oh, it's on me. It's gonna suck against my boy, my former coach, D'Amico and JJ Aggie over there, but I'm gonna have to go with Drake May. I've been riding with him all year.
Go with that Tar Heel. Go with that Tar Heel. What's next, Chris?
Unfortunately.
Rams at Chicago.
Give me
into the mic, please.
I'm sorry. Give me Rams at Chicago. Dang. Give me Chicago, bro.
We got Chicago. Give me Puka now. Rams.
Give me the Bad News Bears with the upset. Caleb fourth quarter Williams.
All right, last game I got for you. We're going to talk about the Natty, okay? Indiana at Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I say at Miami because it's at
the U.
It's in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Irvin. Plenty of time on TV this week.
Got the belt. Got the belt.
I'm going to go Indiana. I hate to go against my ACC team, but
you got to pick with your brain at some time.
I was about
You know
to
what,
say,
man? It is something about LSU playing in New Orleans for a national championship where they don't lose, and Miami playing in Miami for a national championship. I mean, it is made for them to win. It's just the magic of the area and everything there.
So you going with them Canes?
But Indiana, Indiana's good. I don't see any weaknesses at all. I'm going to go with the Hoosiers.
Hey, I'm going with that grown man football over there. They are the oldest team, most experienced for a reason. He's built them up. I just don't see the Miami coming out there. I think that defense is really going to just stout them boys. So, yeah, Indiana.
All right.
Hey, Chris, I want to change my Chicago to the Rams.
Look at that.
I need that.
All right.
I need that. That's how I come back.
You still riding with Houston, right?
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, I need to.
Hold on. You went with Houston, didn't you, Newy?
No, Newy went with New England.
No, I went New England. No,
That's going to be tough because they playing in New England.
They're playing in New England, but do they?
Defense travels, boys.
All right, guys, that's the show.
Travels.
That's the show. We're not going to sit around here pontificate. It's 50 past the hour. Anthony Dorsett, appreciate you. Trey Moore, appreciate you. Barry Church, next week, join us. I'm Newy Scruggs. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.